our city. You can come here to find everything from shopping to entertainment, outdoor spaces, art. You know, we have so many murals and things that are popping up that people are loving to come and see. So anything that you're looking for in a destination, you can find it in downtown Durant.
A city whose economic development is an ongoing success story, driven by the spirit of community-wide collaboration. Discover Durant, Oklahoma.
Welcome back to this Forewarned Storm Team special presentation. You know, southern Oklahoma is, of course, home to a lot of friendly folks and some of the state's best leisure spots, but it's also no stranger to dangerous, severe weather. Meteorologist Aaron Brackett explains why one Bryan County city wants to give its citizens more than just sirens when seconds count.
Across much of the state of Oklahoma, we are lucky. Doppler radar like ours here at KFOR gives us a view of storms day or night. But there's one particular part of the state where we can't see as well.
Right there on the Red River.
Just this year, tornadoes raked southern Oklahoma, causing damage like this in Kingston.
Self-storage facility, it's been destroyed.
It's a city in far southern parts of our state. This late March, tornado-packed winds of up to 135 miles per hour as its nearly half-mile wide spin destroyed dozens of homes and structures. This isn't the only tornado to bring significant damage to this area. Tornadoes also tore through the cities of Blue and Medill in recent years.
TVS forming right now.
Tornado warnings keep us safe. They tell us when to take cover, but in southern Oklahoma, actually seeing the tornadoes has proven problematic.
In 2019, whenever the tornado came up east of Denison, Texas, across the Red River, up through eastern Bryan County, that tornado was actually a tornado on the ground for almost 30 minutes before a warning was issued. Not through anyone's fault, but just because telltale signs of a tornado were so obscure that no one could actually recognize it until we got a spotter that saw the actual tornado.
The nearest radar sites are in Oklahoma City and in Fort Worth.
Since we're so far away, probably 115 miles or so from Oklahoma City, we can't see anything below 11,400 feet. And as we all know, a lot of stuff happens below 11,400 feet.
After years of little to no warning, the city of Durant decided to take matters into their own hands. They purchased their own Doppler radar, set to be installed high atop this water tower.
Once we have the radar in place in Durant, we should have an 85-mile radius that we can see from 1,500 feet up to that 11,000 feet, and then we'll know what's happening in the mid-levels of the atmosphere and what's happening near the ground. And we can use new dual-pole products that we haven't been able to use before, such as correlation coefficient.
85 miles. The ability to see rotation and developing tornadoes will certainly help emergency managers know when to sound the sirens.
That mesocyclone still has a tornado warning on it.
And the National Weather Service to issue life-saving warnings.
We rely on our weather radios, our cell phone apps, and storm sirens for notification of a tornado. However, if there is no determination of a tornado, those things don't happen. So, however you get your warnings, you can sleep a lot better knowing that that decision will be made a lot faster and you'll have more time to react.
In Durant for the Forewarned Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Aaron Brackett.
That radar system down in Durant will be a lifesaver for the folks down there in Texoma land.
But, you know,
Give me a
I didn't want to
microphone.
offend anybody just in case. But, yeah, he told me afterwards that they really hit it off. And I thought that's just an example.
Are we ready?
Where you got to get
Ready?
together.
We call this meeting to order at this time. We'll have the roll call. Yeah, 3:37.
Board Member Pam Bunce. Here. Board Member Judy Polson.
Here.
Board Member Linda Shelton. Is absent. Vice Chairman Teresa Henser.
Here.
And Chairman Gay Cunningham.
Here. Okay, item number 1, administration. We're going to review and discuss Resolution 2019-19, procedures and functions for the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee, approved by the Durant City Council on July the 9th, 2019.
The resolution number 2019-19 amended is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Durant procedures and functions for the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee. Whereas the Durant City Council directs that a Senior Citizen Advisory Committee be formed and is hereby created, and whereas it is necessary to clarify certain items related to methods of appointment, terms of office, functions, etc. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Durant City Council does hereby specify the following as it relates to the Durant Senior Citizen Advisory Committee. Number 1 pertains to membership. The membership shall consist of 7 members appointed by the City Council. All members shall be residents of Durant and a senior citizen. A senior citizen being anyone 55 of age or older. Number 2, the terms of members. The term of office of all members of said committee shall be 3 years, provided that such members first appointed shall so classify themselves by lot, that 3 members shall terminate their office of the first day of September 2021, and 4 members shall terminate their office on the first day of September 2022. Each member shall serve at the pleasure of the mayor and the city council until his or her successor is appointed and qualified. Number 3, vacancies. Vacancies on said committee for whatever cause shall be filled by the city council. Any members missing 3 consecutive regular meetings without approval of the committee shall be deemed as having vacated his or her seat on the committee. Number 4, officers of the committee. The Durant Senior Advisory Committee shall select one of its members as a chairman and one of its members as a vice chairman, whose terms of office for said positions shall be for 1 year. Number 5, office of the committee. The Durant Senior Advisory Committee shall meet monthly at the Ron Cross Senior Activity Center at 1421 Chuckwaw Drive, or as the committee may be established from time to time following proper notice, and it shall have at least 1 regular meeting every 2 months. Special meetings of the committee may be called at any time by the chairman or by any of the 3 or more, or by any, that's a little confusing, I apologize, by any 4 or 3 more of the committee by providing notice of said meeting as required by law. Organization procedure. The committee may make and alter all rules, regulations governing its organization and procedure not inconsistent with the resolution or any other ordinance of the city. Minutes shall be summarized minutes. Meetings do not need to be recorded. Minutes shall be signed by the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee chairperson and the secretary appointed to the committee. Number 7, Secretary to the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. The city manager shall appoint an officer or an employee of the city who shall act as the secretary to the committee and who should also be providing clerical assistance. Number 8, functions of the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. The functions of the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee shall be to advise the City Council and city managers on all matters relating to the policies and programs which will serve all senior citizens of this community and shall include A, identifying the needs of Durant Seniors residents and provide awareness of the needs to the Durant citizens, advising the City Council on all matters affecting Durant senior residents, C, render advice and assistance to other city boards, committees, and to city departments and to private agencies on matters affecting Durant senior residents. D, support existing services to Durant senior residents, both public and private, and encourage coordination among organizations providing such services. E, in cooperation with other organizations, that they would disseminate information on services available to Durant senior citizens. F, perform such other functions and duties as may be directed by the City Council. G, serve as an advocate for the needs of the senior citizens. H, coordinate efforts with other governmental entities, private citizens, institutions, centers, and agencies. Be it further resolved that this is the intention of the Durant City Council that the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee shall function in an advisory capacity and shall not be an administrative body, and shall direct its activities to the service of all senior citizens, whether they be individuals or groups within the city of Durant. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Durant City Durant City Mayor and the City Council support the Durant senior citizens and its dedicated efforts to improving the quality of life of its senior citizens. And this was passed and adopted on the 10th day of September of 2019. That was very long. So I'm just going to open this up for any questions that anybody has on the committee as to, and I can go over this again, membership, terms of members, vacancy, officers of committee, office of the committee, organization and procedure, the function of the secretary and the functions of the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee, and anything that would entail. Does anybody have any questions?
They have a 2019 date on everything here, so are we just skipping the last 2 years and going on as we are?
That is something that's to be determined. That's why we're going over this, because, for example, the way that it's written and the way that it was interpreted by John Dean, he said that essentially we didn't have meetings back due to COVID. We didn't have in-person meetings, and we just now started having meetings again this year. And if you're still serving, that you would still have, as he understood, that you would still have a part of the committee, and you would still be a part of the committee as long as you did not have a successor, or you did not vacate your seat or your portion in the committee. So I'll reread that because it is a little confusing. The terms of members, the term of office of all members of said committee shall be 3 years, provided that the members first appointed shall be classified by lots. And lots are something that need to be established because we have 7 members. If there is for example, something other than a discussion, we would need essentially a tiebreaker. So there would be a lot 1 that would have 3 members, and then we would have a lot 2 that would have 4 members. Does that make, hopefully that makes sense. And then it says each member shall serve at the pleasure of the mayor and the city council until his or her successor is appointed and qualified. Now, where we come today is that since there was not any activity in 2021, it said that 3 of the members shall terminate their office by their lot. There was never any lots appointed, so that's where we are right now. Where I stand is that we all need to, whoever's interested, that if you're still interested in serving on the committee, to get reappointed and that we start fresh. That's my take on it. Just so we don't have to go through all of that, and then we start with assigning lots. For example, that I would assign, 3 people on one, 4 people on another, once we have those 7. What we can do moving forward is that if everybody still wants to participate and still wants to be part of the committee and to be appointed, is that it can be put on the city council agenda for August, and the city council will either appoint or not appoint, and that will also be up to the mayor as well. So that's where we're at today, because we want to make sure that the committee is, how would you say it, Cynthia? Proper and in order?
Yes, and you can't have everyone's term expiring at the same time.
Yes.
Or you have no board. That's why you have to divide it. And this is with every board, you divide it, they don't call it lots, but here they call it lots. But you divide it into 2 groups. So they alternate. 1 year, one group's, would come due, the next year, the next group would. So you're not having, all of a sudden everybody's gone at once. You don't ever want that. And since that didn't happen, as Maggie said, it's just a matter of just starting over. So the way I see it, those who are here that are, interested, and then we're going to have to get some more people that are interested. And the first lot, would terminate on a certain year, and then the second lot will terminate the year after that, and then it just makes sense. So some boards have more than 2 lots, but all boards have at least 2, because you don't want to have no one all of a sudden. So that's however you all, decide you want to do that. I think Maggie's got some things in mind, and certainly can guide everyone. So
I suggest that whoever is interested in being appointed, I mean, you're technically still appointed, but giving the functions and the procedures, and due to COVID, we were not able to do those. And we had very informal meetings prior to. I think that we should just have a clean slate, and whoever wants to be a part of the committee, that they fill out, there's a form that I have available for everyone, or even those that are in the audience that are, interested, that they can go ahead and fill that out, and that we can put that on the city council agenda for, it would be the 2nd Tuesday of August, and we can have that appointment. Is there any comments, questions?
So that'll just be 3 people. They're sitting up there.
I'm sorry?
3 people will be appointed, because the rest of us are still going to be on the board, right?
Yes, but since, because back in 2021, 3 people did not they did not terminate their office, right? That, yes, you're technically still on the committee and still on the board. But for us to also move forward and to have specific lots, that we would need everybody just to be reappointed, even though you're technically still on the board, and that, say, the 3 people in the audience, that if they wanted to proceed and they wanted to, be part of the committee, that they could also ask to be appointed, and that would be brought to the agenda as well. I know it seems a little confusing, but since this, but the reason that we're having to do this is because in 2021, 3 people didn't. And then, like Cynthia said, then the following year, 4 people, they don't terminate their office and then get reappointed. So that's why we're having to get everybody reappointed, whoever wants to be reappointed.
So you want us just now to fill out the paper?
I would suggest possibly after we adjourn.
Yeah, after you adjourn, you can fill it out. You can either drop it off at my office or email it to me, or those would be, or mail it to me, but just get that to me. I'm the city clerk, and I'll get those to the mayor. Then we'll make an agenda item on the August agenda. So when you have your next meeting, we'll have swearing-ins again for everyone. And then everyone will know their termination date at that point. And so prior to your termination date, you just let us know if you don't want to serve any longer, or if you do want to serve longer, just let us know. And that is up to the mayor. So if you do want to serve longer, I have to, put that in front of the mayor as well. So it's not an automatic renewal. It's always a mayoral appointment. But I think, when we get everybody on this board, it's going to be for 3 years for the first lot. So you think we're in 2022, so that will be 2025. And then the next lot would terminate in 2026. And it'll just go like that again. So we're just, like Maggie said, we're starting fresh, and hopefully there's no reason why we get interrupted again, with some national outbreak. But
fingers crossed.
Move forward from here. And so we'll have lots of swearing-ins at your next meeting.
Exactly.
We'll have a full board, and then we can talk about other things, and you can do your business, and everything will be all good. So.
Teresa, do you have anything?
No, I've listened, and I think I understand what we're about.
Okay. Does everybody feel comfortable with making essentially a clean slate to where we're back at square one, to where everybody can be sworn in, and it's all by the functions and procedures that we should be following as a committee and a board? So if everybody's in agreement with that, I think that we should move forward that way. Does anybody have any other opinions, or?
No, I mean, that's basically what we need to do.
Okay. Anything I need to clarify?
Do any of you have a question? 3 of you.
They could not.
Oh,
They can't do that.
it's like they're not here.
No,
Okay.
That's just for,
Oh, sorry. Are we ready to adjourn?
Yes, I would, but also I would like to provide this copy to the current board members and the current committee, so they can overlook this resolution, just so it's not just from from me, looking at it and reading it to you. So I can email copies of this out to the current board members, and we can go from there, and then we can do the swearing in from everybody who wants to move forward. So I would call for an adjournment.
Okay, is everybody ready to adjourn? If you are.
call for a motion. Can someone give a motion and someone second?
Yes, I move that we adjourn.
I second it.
Okay, then is everyone in agreement? Any other?
Yes.
Okay, we're now adjourned.